Bring out this. I was just saying, like, so I decided
Okay, just a couple more minutes, guys, and then we'll get back.
Oh, okay. Sounds like what you're doing. It's like a pint so like this class is like 8:30 number 9, so I get up at 6:30. So I take the bus, so I'm here like 45 minutes or half an hour. And I do
All right. Might not quite be done yet, but just for the sake of time, let's get back onto the presentation. But what I'd really like to encourage you guys to do is to do this often with your friends, co-workers, fellow classmates, just anyone, regarding any type of quality that you really want to highlight in your next interview, because doing this verbal brain dump will really help with you coming to your epiphany so that you have really good examples. Okay, so before I wrap up, I do want to give you some quick tips, also known as stuff that really impresses interviewers, or if you do the opposite of it, things that really annoy interviewers. So the first one is be on time, and I know you might be like, yeah, I already know that, but I mean it. I really do mean it. You can't just intend on being on time because things happen. You'll want to plan ahead, know the parking situation, especially if it's downtown. And here's the biggest key. Do a test run if you've never been to that office before. And if it's in a building with maybe a bunch of different offices, even go inside the building and walk yourself to that office so that you're not scrounging at the last minute and put yourself in a panic attack right before you have to sell how awesome you are. So, and very importantly, leave extra early to account for unforeseen circumstances. This is very huge. Best rule of thumb that me and the other coworkers that I have that also do the interviewing is, best rule of thumb is show up within 10 minutes of the interview, because that's not too early. If you show up super early, then, I mean, it might not be ready for you, so that can be a little bit of a deterrent. But 10 minutes at least shows that you got your stuff together, and that's very important. The next is dress code. And I know this also might seem like, I already know this, but you'd be surprised with exactly what I've seen people show up in. Bare minimum is business casual, no matter who you are. Girls, I hate to say this, I really do, but no leggings. I'm sorry. It's so trendy and it's so comfortable and it's the best outfit that I would ever wear in my whole entire life. But for some reason, it does happen to deter interviewers away. Guys, wear a tie. At the very, very least, wear a tie. A suit is even better. And if you don't have one or you can't afford one, you'd be surprised with what Goodwill actually has to offer. Even if the suit is a little bit older, the employer will actually appreciate your efforts, and that's okay. Next, research the job description and prepare your examples for how you would specifically fit the role. A lot of times I've had candidates come in and not even know what they would be doing or what the job role is, and that's also a major deterrent from wanting to hire them, that they didn't do their homework beforehand. And then last, practice with friends and family and resources. And I'm going to throw myself out there as a resource. I'm only here for a few more weeks because this is my last quarter. I know. But I'd be happy to give anyone my phone number, and doing some mock interviews is absolutely a must before you go in. You can't just kind of like think about what you're going to say. You have to talk it out loud, and you have to do it with someone else, because that is what's going to help you eliminate those, oh, I really shouldn't have said that, snafus, and also really get your creative juices flowing for what you want to say. So, lastly, I wanted to leave a little bit of time for questions, just in case anyone had any. It could be about what I discussed today, or just even any random question about interviews. So if you have one, just let me know. We have a few minutes.
What's the craziest interview answer you ever got?
You know, I've actually repressed a lot of the crazy interviews. But, I mean, I have had someone, when I asked them, so do you have any questions? Well, it wasn't me. It was actually one of my colleagues. They had this interview. And asked, do you have any questions for me? And they're like, yeah. Do you guys like to party, or are you guys lame? And so obviously they didn't get the job. Because we're cool people, but I mean, we're not lame. That just kind of gives off the wrong impression. It's not super professional. Anything else? Linda?
I was just going to make a comment. Most of the people here, you're spending several years here, and you're going to be in a program, and oftentimes that's what's going to be on your resume. So when they ask you about the program that you just got a degree in, you need to be articulate about it.
Yeah.
You need to know how long it was. You need to know the courses that you took. The extra courses that you took is a great moment to put in getting a communication studies certificate. And you need to have that answer flow, because it was like a job you had for 2 years. So if you can't articulate about what you just did, how are they going to have confidence in that being a credential? So that's a great one to put on a 3x5 card and practice it. And if you were in arts and sciences, you can do the exact same thing. That I had the variety of classes, and these are the skills that I got out of them that would be useful for this job. So practice the skill piece of it and present it. Not as, oh yeah, I was in school, but I spent 2 years at Spokane Community College in an excellent dental assisting program. And here's what I got, and here's what I did, and here's the internship I was on.
It's great advice. I would absolutely, yeah, if people can't give specific examples for what they did, then it's almost as if they weren't even there for the interview. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh.
Let's hear from Mel. I had notes. Mel mentioned that coachability wasn't a word. I've also found another word. I'm filling out my resume right now for all the scholarship apps I'm filling out. Followership is not a word either. And if you want to drop a interview bomb, talk about followership. Because everybody's a leader, right? Everybody knows about leadership. But the best leaders are good followers, and that's what followership's all about. So drop that bomb. Then, like Mel mentioned, she's willing to help you all out. I'm going to take that one step further, and I'm going to offer the club's support. So if you have an important interview coming up, or if you have a resume that you're filling out right now, say something on campus, contact me or one of the other officers on campus, and we will set up a mock interview for you. And we will, we're a club, we're here to help each other out. We'll take time out of our schedules and help you get through something that, will help you, we'll take some of the stress off. Clothing, Men's Warehouse. If you go there and something's ridiculously expensive, like it usually is, they have half off sales regularly. Like, that's how they make their business. So if you see something like a suit that you want, and you go in there and it's too expensive, but they're not having one of their sales at the time, wait like a month and go back. And because they have them regularly. That's how they clean out their stock. We have a leadership position. We have not just a leadership position. We got about 4 leadership positions. I've already gotten a couple applications, and the leadership positions for next year. So if you're going to be here next year, we want you to, and you want to lead the club next year, and you want to take it and with your vision, I invite you to submit the application. The announcement's on Canvas, but all it is like a page of why you love communication, and just send it to us and include your personality test. The personality test takes about 15 minutes. Then finally, the name game that I mentioned. Who remembers all the names of everybody at their table? All right. Just so I can prove that I practice what I preach, let's see if I got it. Dave, Michelle, Josephine, Shannon, and I didn't get you guys' names. But you're timely, you're kind of timely, and you're kind of timely. So, anyways, what I'm getting at, we're not going to force you to remember everybody's names, but I wanted you to remember them. The test is when you see each other in the halls, say hi. And it's a flash of a smile, and build a sense of family, and it makes college better. And that's everything I got. Thanks for coming to the meeting. Linda.
One more comment you mentioned for men, where to find things. YWCA, our sister's closet, has free clothing for women, and you can go up there and they have all different sizes and all kinds of things. And if you're struggling economically and you have a job interview, for women in particular, it's fantastic. It's a Y.
You have a call for appointment.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Anybody want to say anything for the good of the group? All right.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Yes.
Oh,